Hello and good evening once again to this week's Elliott Wave Market Analysis webinar. Hope you guys had a wonderful last week. It was a good week, full of pips. We made a lot of money last week. Hope you also made a lot of money because we were making money from all the analysis that we've been making week in and week out on these webinars. So if you've been following us for some time, taking some of the trades or incorporating our strategy into yours, you should have made a lot of pips. So I thought today I should start with the post analysis. But before we start with the post analysis, just look at on this video, because it's going to be now on YouTube. Look out at the bottom on the description. There is going to be timings for each and every chart, similar to what we did last week. I think it works very well. So there's timing for each and every pair. So for example, your EURUSD will be at a specific time. So under the description, it will show where analysis for EURUSD actually starts, so that you can navigate easily. You can actually just navigate to the specific chart you want, instead of having to watch throughout everything, even the charts that you don't necessarily follow. So I think I've tried to make that easy. So you look out for the description, you'll see it there, so you can navigate easily. All right, so in terms of the contact details, you will find the contact details at the end of the video. On the outro, it will be there, and also on the description, so you can check that. You can check it at the bottom. All right, so on the 5th of February, our course starts. I think we've got just a few spaces left. So if anybody's still interested, look out for the contact details at the end. Send me an email, Telegram text, or WhatsApp text, whichever contact method is convenient for me. That is at the end of the video. So contact me. We start on the 5th of February. Okay. All right. So we're gonna get started now. If you've got your video on, please switch it off. Please switch your video off. You're gonna be on this video on YouTube, so you might wanna switch that off. All right, great. So now let's get started. So last week we made a lot of money, so I thought I should start today with just doing some post analysis. So basically show some of the trades that we've been looking at while we were doing these webinars, so we can see how we did. Right, so I'm just going to go into our live group and show you some of the charts that we've been looking at. I think you've got my screen on there. Okay, so let's look at the trades that we have been talking about for some time. All right, so if you look at this one, this was a pound CAD. A couple of weeks back, I think from December, I've been saying there's something happening on the pound. I don't know what it is, but it's telling me that we're going to get upside. So this is how we take the trades in our group. So you'll find an entry. You can see that was the entry point there on pound. You will not see this chart anywhere else except for in our premium group. So we enter there with our stop loss there. You see how tight our stop is. So we target so many pips for a very tight stop. So you can see here the risk to reward is more than 1 to 6, almost 1 to 6 here, 1 to 5. So it's a very good risk to reward ratio, because we understand we've got a clear strategy. So this was the before chart, and you can see what happened afterwards. After that, it played out and gave us this 600 pips over there. So we made a lot of money on that one, easy. So it was a good trade. So that was pound CAD. Another one was pound Australia dollar. If you remember in December, when I did the webinar, on the 18th of December, I was looking at this structure. I said this is slowing down, so we are going to get a definite move to the upside. Okay, so you can see this was the before chart, and after that, this is what happened with our Aussie. That's another 500 pips. Okay, so it gave you an entry point there for 500 pips. That's pound AUD. So the pound was very favorable. This pound AUD. Let's look at some more. Now this one is pound New Zealand. You can see all these trades. We've been discussing them in these webinars. I also said this one was pulsing down, but it slowed down. So we knew that we needed to reverse back here to this level. So if you see, this was before, and this one actually gave us 700 pips. And this 700 pips was just in 2 days. Let's look at that. You can see pound in New Zealand, 700 pips in 2 days. It actually pushed even a bit more here before we took profit. So 700 pips. So if you look here before, everything has just been very slow. But we look for the moves that are quick, that are pulsing. So it's very important to know which moves are going to be an impulse. Because if you trade in corrections, for example, I'll give you an example of where not to trade. Because it's just gonna take you through an emotional roller coaster. So trades like this are quick, 2-3 days, 700 pips. That is pound in New Zealand. Okay, I'm gonna clear this one. That's pound New Zealand. This one was gold. Actually gave this one. I actually said I think this was during the webinar. I said this one is actually ready to enter here again. This is actually the third signal, so to say, that I gave during the webinar. I think 3 times on gold we took the trade during the webinar this time. So you can see that was gold. This was the entry point. There was a target at the top. We have not reached the target yet on this one, but we are about 400 pips up on this one. See there, that's gold. Sorry, I need to bring it up again. So we are there. We are here now. So when we do the analysis now, we're going to discuss what's happening with gold, what the next move is. So that's another 400 pips. Right, so, and another interesting one is Euro New Zealand. So this is Euro New Zealand. So if you look at Euro New Zealand, we wanted to take a trade here because of impulse and the correction here. We've got an impulse and a correction. So we were ready to take the trade there. As always, you will see on all the trades that we take, the risk reward ratio is very thin. So your stop is very tight, but for so many pips to the upside. So the reason why this is so interesting is because there was news on Euro New Zealand. There was news the day before we took the trade. We were already in the trade when the news was announced on Euro New Zealand. That's why if you saw pound in New Zealand made 700 pips, we already took it before we even knew that before I personally even knew that there was going to be news on the New Zealand. We took the trade in the group, and look what happened when we woke up the following day. We woke up to this 150 pips. So you see the news follows the charts. So I said, somebody saying they're unable to hear me. I don't know if that is that's everybody who's having a problem like that. Is there anybody else who can't hear me? Okay, if it's just one person, then you need to check. You need to check on your side. It must be your problem. So it's only one person complaining, so it must be on your side. All right, so we woke up to this 150 pips here. All right, so everybody else can hear me loud and clear, so you need to check your sound. All right, so let's carry on. We woke up to this 150 pips because we were following the structure and not the news. Okay, so this one is pound chief. Pound chief, if you remember 2 weeks ago, I said this was the trade of the week. It did not play out that week. Actually, it went like this and then it went like this. So it followed the second one. So we were anticipating either a breakout here or a breakout with a one move down. So, and that's how it played out, as you can see here. Okay, so that was another 400 pips on pound chief. So remember, this is all happening in 1 week. We're closing out all these trades in 1 week. Whereas, as I was saying, if you looked at January, okay, this was December 5, but if you look at January, look at how this has been so slow. So during this period, a lot of people have been losing money, and I know this because a lot of people have been calling me and asking you and telling me that they're losing a lot of money. Okay, it's because of this this is a place where you don't need to trade. So you see, that was before. This is how it played out eventually. That's your before. It followed this one. It followed this path. And then we went. That is the path it followed. So I was saying this one here before it went. Okay. So the presentation is currently it's not live on YouTube. I will upload this on YouTube later. So that was Pound Chief. You can see a lot of our members were very excited because they made a lot of money. This is the trade that I posted while the EURJPY was going down. So even though there was this big candle that was going down here, I'm not expecting it to go all the way. Even though it came and broke here, but I'll explain that when we go to EURJPY. Right, there's also another trade on EURCAD. I just can't see it here. Maybe I can find it here. Just open my file there. I just want to open EURCAD because we've got a trade on EURCAD that's running. Let's see if I can find it quickly. There's EURCAD, Euro New Zealand, Euro. Okay, I did not put EURCAD there, but we've got a trade running on EURCAD. I'm gonna just go straight into it on the chart. But otherwise, you can see how this analysis plays out when we discuss them here. So it is important that we do post analysis of all the trades that we do here, because we're not just drawing lines and saying it's gonna go there, it's gonna go there, and then we're not accountable of what we're saying here. So that's why I needed to show you that. Obviously, there are some trades that I do lose. So you will see when I'm gonna go through some of the ideas that are posted on TradingView. All right, so now I think let's get started with the analysis for the next week. There's a lot of those trades. I'm gonna go through them as we go along with the webinar. So let's start with our favorite chart, the correlation between EURUSD and the DXY. Okay, so I'm gonna play it so you guys know by now that we've been following this, looking for this wave 5 on the euro, looking for this wave 5 on the DXY. Here we've got a big impulsive move coming from down from the swing low there, and then we got this correction which we followed from beginning to when it ended here. Okay, so now we got this move. Similarly, we got this one here, and we followed this one like that, and then we got that move as well. Okay, so we've been following this all along. So let's play this and see how far we are. There's something very interesting here. Something very interesting I'm going to show you here. All right, so you see it has played out. We've got our wave 5, but I'm more inclined to more. I'm still even more bullish, even though it has reached my target. I'm still more bullish on the euro US dollar and bearish on DXY, and I'll show you why. Play it some more. Okay, so this is interesting that I want to show you. Let me get a blue yellow color so we can draw on there. So last week when we did the webinar, this is where we were. We were here on a Sunday like this. You can see that we had a gap at market open. This was at market open Monday before the webinar. So you can see here, we were here and we were here on the euro US dollar. Look what happens on the DXY. Remember we said we're getting a flag, so if we're getting correction here, we're gonna get more upside on euro USD, and we're gonna get more downside on the DXY. But instead of getting this move, this opened with a gap to the upside. Okay, but interestingly, where we were last week Sunday, look where we are this Sunday. We're exactly where we were last week when we did the webinar. So our analysis to the downside of the DXY, so this has corrected the gap that happened here. So we're back to where we wanted to be. So we're still getting the correction here. I still want more downside like I did last week. Okay, so we started higher, but we still went down. we are where we were last week, and I'm still expecting a move lower. I'm still expecting a move higher on EURUSD. Okay, so let's go into the actual charts. Let's go Euro US dollar. I'm going to switch everything off here. Right, so this is the 240 4-hour time frame. So this is where we are. This is that small correction that we're looking at. So we're going to go 1 hour. This is what you're going to need to look out for this week. So you had an impulsive move down here. You're getting another one in a different degree. You're getting a 1, 2, 3. You're getting this correction. So you look out for this to break up to the upside, up to this level. Then you may get another move lower. And if you get a move lower like that, then we are going, because that will have given you this flat correction here. See? So look out for this. If it breaks out here, you're taking this trade, because there's a chance that this, I need to use the right color consistently. There's a chance that when this breaks out of this correction here, it may go, because this may have been a 3-wave correction, but it looks impulsive to me. That's why I'm more inclined to this going up first before it goes. So you're gonna need to watch what happens with this. You can see here you're getting a nice correction. So when it breaks out of here, you take the trade, and then you're gonna see what happens when it goes to that level. When it gets to that level, you need to protect your profits, right? So if you get to this level and it keeps going, then you're in profit. But if it gives you one more down, it's gonna take you out for no loss, and then you're gonna take it again when it does this. So we're still bullish on this one. All right, so let's look at this idea, how it was posted, and this has actually reached the target that we initially anticipated. Let's get that trade. Euro US dollar. I'm gonna spend a bit more time on Euro US dollar. All right, so this is Euro US dollar. You can see that this was there. This is on the 4-hour. We had this wave count here. Can you see that this was that 1, 2, 3 I was talking about? You can see 3 moves forecasted. 1, 2, 3, 4 moves forecasted. I think it's only the wave theory that can forecast so far ahead and forecasting so many moves. So you see here, you get that move down before you actually go. Right, so you'll see this clearly on the daily. On the daily, because I sent this on the daily time frame as well. Let me see if I can find the daily. If I can find it. Let's see if I can find the daily. Okay, can't seem to find the daily one here. All right, so in any case, so you can see how that played out. So we're still bullish on this one. Okay, we're still bullish. Look out for this trade here to the break, for the break to the upside. I'll be taking this trade to the upside. All right, so another thing here that you need to note, I want to show you a correlation of this pair with Euro New Zealand. Show you that it's one of the most important principles, correlation as well, because if one pair is not giving you a clear structure, let's do this here. Let's do Euro New Zealand. I want to compare this one with Euro New Zealand. Let's make these candles. You will see something interesting here. This will be candles. All right, so we've got 2 pairs here that are in correlation. All right. So notice something here on these 2 pairs. These pairs are directly correlated. Right, so the difference between the two here is that here we had a 1, 2, 3, and we had the big move up. Here we have a 1, 2, 3, but the big move up has not happened yet. So we are expecting this big move up on Euro New Zealand. I have not done Euro New Zealand yet. You will see why we still have a trade running on Euro New Zealand. We're still expecting Euro New Zealand to follow Euro US dollar. So basically Euro US dollar here is leading Euro New Zealand. That's why we're expecting this move to happen as well. So we'll take it as it comes. We're already in the trade. We already took this one. So we're expecting this move as well on Euro New Zealand. So that's what I wanted to show you there. So looks very interesting with correlation. It gives you better direction. So let's see what happens in the next coming sessions. Right, so let's get on with the rest of the pairs. EURCAD. Right, so EURCAD on the 4 hour. Let me take this one off. Right. So EURCAD, we're expecting it to just, okay, you're getting a correction here. You're gonna need to see what happens when it gets to this level. So EURCAD, whenever it corrects, you take the trades all the way down. But when it gets to this level, you need to watch it, because you had a 1, 2, 3 pullback here, and then we're getting this one here. So the reason why you need to watch this is because it may come back up there and give you a flat correction before it moves down. So if you look at the daily, chart, this is what it looks like. So you may get this, what I'm talking about here. You look for smaller time, lower time frame correction, because you may get something like this before you get a move down. That's what you need to look at for, just a correction there. US dollar chief, same. So US dollar chief, we're looking at this pattern here, it was looking like a bad pattern here, and we wanted it to go this way before it came down. But that has now changed in terms of the structure. So you need to look at it like this. The structure has changed on that. So you need to keep selling this one. So this is now correlating with the fact that the DXY is still bearish. So we'll be looking for this to go all the way to this level here. Okay, so we need to watch and keep an eye and see how it goes. So whenever it gives you a correction like this, you take the trade. Okay, so that's EUROCHF. Right, and then gold. So I'm not gonna do gold alone. I'm gonna do, okay, but before I do gold, okay, I'm gonna skip gold for now. I'm gonna do it together with the US dollar JPY. Okay, maybe I should do it now. Let's do gold. Let's get gold. All right, so gold, I'm gonna do it together with US dollar JPY. So gold, as you can see, direct correlation with US dollar JPY. Last week I showed you how sometimes these correlations can lag each other. The pairs can wait for each other. As you can see here, if you play this here, you will see that this one, gold had a big rally, while US dollar JPY was just having a flat correction. So I said when this was having a big rally, you are going to get a big move to the downside on US dollar JPY eventually, and that is how we got that move to the downside. Okay, so where are we now? We need to see this one has now broken this level. This one has not broken this level, so we may still get this US dollar JPY going down. This one, I'm still expecting a minimum target of around 376 to 383 on gold. I'm going to show you why that was my target all along. Okay, so that is the correlation. So let's look at gold now and US dollar JPY individually. Switch this off. So this is the pattern that we're looking at here that I showed in detail the last week. Okay, we're looking at this one. Not like that. I was looking at this 1, 2, 3. So I had this 1, 2, 3. And I showed you that we've got a 1, 2, 3. We've got a zigzag on this side. We've got a zigzag in the middle. We've got this zigzag here. And then you're getting this one here, completing this one here. If you go in further with the lower time frame, you're going to get another one lower than the green, red, lower than the red. And this process goes, and the process goes, and the process goes. Yeah, so we are on the green now. Okay, so we want this to come and complete the red. The question now is whether the red is completed. How far do we want the red to go? So the red, I want it to be, I wanted this, see here, I wanted that pattern. Let's clear that. I want this because I want this to be similar length to this one, but there's nothing that stops it from turning down here now. Okay, so we may still get here any corrective structure. We are going up. So this is the daily. Let's go to the lower time frame, to the 4 hour. See what's happening here. See if we're ready to reverse. So you'll see that gold has got the exact same structure as euro, US dollar on the lower time frame. Let's go to the 1 hour. You see this one here. You see, similar to euro, US dollar, you had an impulse down. You're getting lower time and a lower correction. 1, 2 correction here. If it breaks out of here, buy gold. Buy gold. When it comes to this level, you need to keep an eye. You need to watch, protect your profits, because it may come here down for one before it goes to the target that we're looking for, which is around 382. Okay. And strictly speaking, gold can actually get up to 425. Let me go 4 hour. I'm on the 4 hour and switch on here. Strictly speaking, gold can go to 425. But the minimum target is on the FIBA extension here is 389. Okay, I usually put my target just lower than the actual, just in case. So here I'm still expecting this, this, and then we get our target there. Okay. All right, so we're gonna switch that off. That's gold. Right, then let's look at US dollar JPY. No, before we do US dollar JPY, we'll do New Zealand, because it's also a commodity country. So New Zealand, you know, guys, we bought it here. So now we are getting this 1, 2, 3 here and this 1, 2, 3 here. Let me go to the 1 hour. So New Zealand, we are bullish. Okay, maybe before we do 1 hour, let's do daily first. Show why we are bullish to New Zealand. So you see similar structure to gold. We want this to be similar in length to that. That will give us a flat correction. Here we already have, if I do this with a straight line, here we already have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, and in the middle you've got your 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So what you have here is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That is a regular flat in the middle, and then a Y. As I said last week, the only relationship, these are two corrections in combination. You've got a zigzag in combination with a flat correction. The only relationship between the Y and the W is the degree. So you can see in terms of degrees, these are related, but otherwise they are different corrections. This one is a zigzag on this side, this one is a flat correction on this side. So we may get to this level and start getting the reversal. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking for on New Zealand. So you can see this is correlated to gold because New Zealand is also a commodity driven country, right? So similar to AUDUSD is the daily. AUDUSD is still looking at this. You see there's a big impulsive move coming from the swing high. We've got 1, we've got 2, we've got 3. Okay, so now we are starting this one here, but the difference here is that we've got an impulse down, you've got an and you've got an impulse up as well. So nothing, you have not got a correction here. So I'm anticipating that you may get a correction sometime soon here that does something like this. And then that will give you the red. Let's see. No, before that, you should get still the same. And then only then you get the red. And then only then will you get whatever structure the yellow correction will give you here. So if you see here, this will be a flat correction, which is, let's label it ABC. ABC. Right, so we'll be looking at this, and this pink here will be your lower degree, A, B, C. But essentially this whole red will be your correction. So we need to keep an eye and see how this one goes. But it needs to push a bit higher. It needs to push a bit higher, like New Zealand, like gold, like euro. We still need a push higher. We are still bullish. We're not looking for a reversal anytime soon. Okay, so only when it gets to that level, if it gives you, if we go 1 hour, if it gives you corrections here. So see this one had an impulsive move down, and then had this one as a correction coming down. We'll expect that it gets one more up before going down. I used the wrong color here. Impulse, correction, impulse, whether it's going to be a expanding or running or regular, it doesn't matter. But we know that when you get a correction, we're buying for some more. Okay, but the upside is not is quite limited at this stage. All right, that's Audi. I think that's all the US dollar pairs. Let's just do the rand as well. US dollars are on the 4 hour. US dollars are actually, we're looking for this one to go to 9 ZAR to the dollar. So showed this last week. We're still looking at this move. Big move down, correction. So here, similarly to what you had there, we started the move down. This is how the move started here as well. We had a big correction. So we're going to be looking for the big correction here so that we can take it down. Okay. Why are we taking it down? Because we're anticipating that this 1, 2, 3 move will take us all the way to the 9 ZAR level. This is ABC. ABC. This may not retrace this deeply, and you may get further move down here, but whatever correction you get here is only going to be to get momentum to go all the way to the downside. So look out for corrections, lower time frame on the ZAR. You keep selling, you keep selling. All right, let's see if I missed anything on the US dollar pairs. I think we've covered all the US dollar pairs. Now we do the yen pairs. Rise to US dollar JPY. So this one has been quite interesting. Also been following this one for the past 6 months. So look here, you've got a big impulsive move down. I'm going to use the different color for the impulsive move up. So what are we getting now? We are getting a correction. We're getting correction 1. I'll do this one here like this, and then we'll be looking for this one to do this. See how simple this is? So you've got an impulse, you've got a typically A, B, C here. So if this is your A, B, this is your C, what are we anticipating? We're anticipating a big correction at some point. So we're anticipating a big correction here that will do this. So this will be a 1, 2, 3 completing the C. So US dollar JPY, at any point now, we should get a correction. So any big correction, deep correction that you get on US dollar JPY, it's just spiraling momentum for downside. It's just building up momentum for downside. So this is daily. So let's go lower time frame. See how simple this is. So if you look here, for those that can see what I've done there, if you look here, you've got A. Your B is actually a flat correction. It's a 1, it's a 2, it's a 3. Lower degree than the B, It's a 1, it's a 2, it's a 3. Those who like a lot of labeling letters on their charts will find this very easy to label, because now this will be your A, this will be your B, your C in blue, and then your A, your B, your C in pink. So you can see how complex this B wave is. Okay, so but it's when you know what you're doing, it's not very difficult. So you can see this is the move that we'll be anticipating. We'll be anticipating 104. We've been talking about 104 from when we were still here. Okay, so that's how we look at this one. So any correction here on US dollar JPY, we're gonna need to watch it in the coming sessions. The rest of the year-end pairs, EURJPY, this is the one that I showed you when we started. So EURJPY, I'm gonna go. Which chart do I have there? I want the historical one. I want the IDC chart. Let me open the IDC chart. EURJPY. The reason why I want the IDC chart is got data as far back as the 1970s. So it's a good one to look at. Let's look at the weekly. I think some of you that have been watching the videos have heard me say that I am not looking to sell. I'm not looking to sell EURJPY anytime soon. And this is the reason why. So this is the historical data far back from 1970, the 70s or the 50s. We've got this big move down. We'll do it with a different color. This is the big move coming from the 50s. From there, we're getting the correction here that starts with an impulse, but that correction does not get that impulse does not get a correction. Instead, we get an impulse here. If you look at this impulse, it actually ends with a diagonal here. So it's still a motive wave, right? But after that impulse, you still don't get a correction. So another degree lower, we use green now. To using the green, only after the green do we get the correction here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm anticipating that here we're gonna get, actually this one is gonna be a different degree as well. It's even lower. All right, so which color we're gonna use now? We're gonna use this blue. So we've got a 1, 2, 3. We're anticipating a 1, 2. I said I'm anticipating a deep correction on UJ so that we can get this move. And if we get this move, this is a flat correction in the middle. So if we get that correction there, then we may get this green doing this, coming up to this level. If we get to that level, what we're anticipating a move down. What have we done here? This whole thing, what do we anticipate after that? We anticipate that we're gonna get a move like this one. Okay, let me open up the chart so we can get some more space and see what we're looking at. I'm gonna readjust the chart here. I just put it back there. So what have we done? Those who like labeling, you see here, it's easier to identify the structure than put in letters. What you have there on the higher degree, it's a simple 1, 2, 3 waves. So that's A, B, C on the higher degree. A, B, C in pink, right? And then in red, you've got a degree lower, A, B, C. C. In the green, similar, A, B, C. See how easy this is? And then the blue, A, B, C. Simple. So we are here. This is the big correction that I'm talking about, and it looks like we are getting it. All right. Maybe let me just keep for one more second so some of you can take a screenshot. You may want to see this chart in 5 years' time. You may want to refer to this in 5 years if you will still be trading. Okay, so let's clear all that and go to where we are now on the daily. So the daily, some of you remember that we had this correction here That looked very complex, but we were able to trade it. This is how we traded this one. We had a 1, 2, 3 here. We looked at this one as a 1. It's a 1, 2, 3 there. And then we looked at this one as a running flat like this. So double XY. And this is how we got this move to the upside. And we are still bullish on the euro. Okay, so simple. This is, if I use a different color, this is 1, this is 2, this is a 3-wave correction. It's a 3-wave correction. And this one on the red, it looks like a running flat overall. Okay. So now we are here on the daily. I'm going to go to the 4-hour to look at this structure here. Let's go 4-hour. So we had this big move to the downside. So what I was looking at was this impulse. Yellow is clear. I'm looking at this impulsive move like this. Now switch on my, let me just switch. My labeling is gone because I've changed the chart. So I'm going to have to redo this again. Actually, I'm just going to select it from this so you can see what I have as my analysis there. Okay, looks like it's, there we go. There we have it. Right, so this is what I'm looking at. This is the impulse. And it starts with a running flat there. 1, 2, 3. And then in between, there's a correction X. And then after the correction X, gives us an expanding flat. So this move here is still valid like this. Okay, so this is what I posted when we are getting this big move down. So we need to see if we're going to get it like this. When the market opens, we'll be anticipating a reversal and a correction for further move to the upside. This should be in red. This is the X here. So if you like labelings, this is W, this is X, this is Y. So you've got a running flat and an expanding flat in combination. What do you essentially have? You just have 3 waves, 1, 2, 3. So I'm anticipating a move to the upside on this one. So let's see how it goes. The not trade here, you need to wait for a reversal, a confirmed reversal. See what happens. Right, so do the rest of the year in pairs. CHFJPY. This one, you need to go to the daily, see why we're getting this one, like looking at this one like that. You've got an impulse here. You can see we've got a 1, 2, 3 waves up. And now we're reversing. We've got an impulse down. We're getting 1, 2, 3. This one looks like has completed the regular flat. So we're reversing here. On the lower time frame, you can see we've got a candle reversal here. You need to wait for something like this for a move lower. Then this will be 1, this will be 2, this will be 3. So if you go to the 4-hour, that is the move, that is the reversal after it has tagged. So this is what you need to wait for on the lower time frame. If you get a flag like this, you're going down. Okay, that's Chief, Audi. Okay, so AUDJPY. AUDJPY. Let me go daily as well here. So that's easier to see on the daily. So AUDJPY, I'm looking at it like this. It's a 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now we're getting this correction here. 1, 2, 3. So that's what we're looking for here. We are here now. It's correcting, so we may get a move here up to this level. It's very close. So we may get a reversal here, but we still need to get a push higher. And you can see here, this was a 1, 2, 3, for 5 with a truncation. If you guys know truncation, this is a good example of a truncation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here you've got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you've got A, B, C. Let's use a different color. You've got A. This should actually end here. This arrow should actually end here. A, B, C. Okay, right. So if you've got an ABC, then this will be a W, this will be an X. Then you need to see which other structure you get this side. So it can be any type of corrective structure that you've learned from the wave theory. So let's see how this one goes when it comes to this level. That's the daily. Let's see that correction in 1 hour. This one here. Okay, so at this stage, we've got an impulsive move down, and then we're getting this structure here. We're getting this structure that it goes impulse, and then it slows down. And then now it's coming out here. So if it comes out and we get a flag here, it's coming to this level. So we need to keep an eye. Otherwise, this may have completed a flat correction like that. Actually not, because this is one string. This is 1, 2, 3. So it will not, it's more likely to do this and push higher for this move to this level. Okay, so that's Audi. And then New Zealand. New Zealand, if we go to the 4 hour or the daily, JPY. So this one is busy correcting here. We're anticipating that it will make this move. So remember, New Zealand and gold, similar move. So we're still anticipating one more up. Okay, so it may even go further because you've got here 1, you've got 2, you've got 3. So New Zealand may give us direction as to where gold is going. So if New Zealand is going to do this move, then gold will probably get to that 425 that we're looking at. Okay, so this is a clear ABC. So you need to keep an eye here. You're getting a correction telling you that you're going to come to this level first. And you need to watch what happens when it gets there. That's New Zealand JPY, CADJPY. Right, so somebody's complaining about volume. Don't worry, this will be on YouTube a little bit later. Right, so CADJPY. Actually, there's a very nice trade here. I'm going to show you something interesting here on this one. This may be the trade of the week, not because it's got a lot of pips, but it's got a clear structure. So when I say a pair is interesting, it's when it has a clear structure. So look at this one here. You get a move down here, you've got a correction, and then it gives you this structure here. Your C ends with this channel here. A, B, C. I'm going to show you an example of a pair that are analyzed on a Sunday like this, and it was at this level, and we said when the market opens, it's going to open with a gap higher. Okay, so here you've got this thing slowing down here. And I'm going to put on the indicator. Let's put in the indicator because I closed it off here. Let's put in the MACD. This may be a very interesting one for the week ahead. Okay, so usually this pattern happens with strong divergence. And as you can see here, you've got strong divergence. This keeps making lower lows, but this one is making higher highs. Okay, so impulse, you see it's ending like that, you are going to get a move at least to this level. So you need to keep an eye on this one. So do not rush it. You need to get an impulse and a reversal like this. So what we have come to realize with this page is that it comes to do this, comes back down before it actually completes. So you will see that this move is exactly similar to AUDCHF. I think we did this a couple of weeks back. Go to AUDCHF, very similar move. AUDCHF. So look at this one on AUDCHF. You see, there's that pattern. See the move down, and then it starts slowing down. See? Last time I did a webinar on a Sunday, this pair was here. And we said it's going to open with a gap up higher. Why? Because it has, this is the structure. And if you see, look at the divergence here as well. The MACD, you'll see that we had strong divergence. See? So this actually opened with a gap. It's just that you can't see the candle on when the market opened. It started, okay, the market was here on a Sunday. When it opened up on this level. So it kept up. What did it do? It went with this move here. We actually traded this. It went with this move, and then because we were actually trading this in our group, some of the members panicked because it's now reversed. But look what happened afterwards. All of that. So this is how we traded this one. So similar to CADJPY, you can see that it's exactly the same pattern that you have on CADJPY. So look out for a move higher on CADJPY. It will be an interesting one. Some of the members in our premium group have sent this to me. I did not see it myself, but we know this is how we trade this structure. Okay, so you can see that this was very easy trade. Impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse, correction, impulse. It just kept correcting until it reversed. So that's how we traded that one. So now let's do the pound pairs. I think we've done all the yen pairs. We do the pound pairs. So all the pound pairs have got a impulse down as of Friday. This one, just an update on pound USD. Did a special webinar on pound USD, long from the historical data all the way down. So this one now is actually different to what we've been looking at it. I mean, this now looks like an impulse. But visually, when you looked at this, it looked corrective. Okay, but now how are we looking at this? So we were looking at this as a correction. It looked corrective, so this is what we're looking at, this pattern here, giving us a 1, 2, 3. This pattern there, giving us another 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And now we were looking at this one as a 1, as a 2, as a 3. All right? As a 1. As a 1. No, we need to use yellow. As a 1. Why is my yellow not coming up? Yes, the yellow is a 1, as a 2, as a 3. Okay, so but this one only needed to be equals to this. So we only took our profits when we got to this level because we wanted this to be AWXY. Okay, but now this looks very impulsive to me, the way it has gone. All right, so we took profits here and we were anticipating some, we were anticipating a reversal on this one. So you can see here, we've got 1, we've got 2. We're looking at it as a 3-wave move. If I'm maybe if I use a different color, we're looking at this at a 1, it's a 2, it's a 3-wave move, ending here with this being equals to that at around this level. So the target, our target was around 139, but it has now pushed up 400 pips more than what we were anticipating. Okay, so now how are we going to look at this? So we need to get to the end here, see what happens. If this is an impulse, in any case, if this is an impulsive move, we are going to get at some point a deep correction. So if it's giving us a deep correction, we're going to get a move like that and then a move like that. But if this is a WXY correction, then we're going to get an impulsive move down for 3,000 pips. But that looks pretty unlikely now. You may just only get a correction. So that correction will not exactly look like that. It may look something like this. You get an impulsive move down, you get a correction, you get another impulsive move down. So whatever structure is going to form, giving us a deeper correction, then that will be telling us that we are still going further up. We're not done. But if we get an impulsive move and then this thing starts correcting like this, then we know we are ready to go down. So this will be an impulse correction, then we start going down like that. We start getting corrections like that. So that will tell us that we're ready for a move down. So either way, the market always leads us. So I'm going to spend a bit more time here on this one. If I just redraw that structure. So the reason we missed this move. We missed this up move here. This is the reason why we missed that move. Because we had an impulse here, we had a correction here, we wanted this to move down here. But what we didn't realize here, I showed this last week as well. I'm going to go to the 4 hour. What we didn't realize there, this is where we missed it. Yeah, this is where we wanted to sell. We wanted to sell when this thing made this correction here. We even got this move here thinking, okay, right, it's gonna go. But what we didn't see, because, and sometimes it's not because you are wrong, it's because you don't have enough information. So this was actually a 3-wave pullback, but it started a move up like this one, and then we're getting here a correction. Show that correction. 1, 2, 3. So this was actually starting an impulsive move on this side. That's when we started realizing, no, actually not here. In hindsight, actually we label this one in hindsight. This was making a 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5 that is currently making. Okay, so that's why when we got here, only when we got here, then we started getting the rest of this move. We started getting the rest of this move. So it is important not to have a bias when you are trading. Okay, because if you've got one bias, for example, you just say you're bearish the US dollar, you're bearish the euro, you're always going to look for shorts, and you're not gonna change your mind when the structure changes. You should be able to change quickly, because if you keep holding on the wrong bias, you're gonna keep losing money. So if we had been holding our bearish stance even when we got here, then we would have lost all of these pips. These all 700 pips. We actually traded the rest of this. Actually up to 139. We traded up to 139. Okay, we missed the rest of that because we took profit here, but it still pushed up 300 pips, but that's fine. We still managed to get a good 500 pips here. So you need to be able to change your mind whenever circumstances changes. So that's pound US dollar. What are we looking at now? At this stage, similar to euro US dollar, gold, New Zealand, you've got an impulsive move down, you've got this, you're getting this. If this correction breaks to the upside, take the trade, it may come to that level. You may still get a push higher. So let's watch here what happens in the coming sessions. Pound CHF. So pound CHF, this one has been asking to be sold for some time. If you look at it. Okay. So this one here, you've got an impulsive move down. So you need to see if we get a correction, then you're going all the way down because of the, you've got this move here that I showed last week. Okay. So 1, 2 in the lower degree, 3, 4, 5. And look how interesting this one is. How easy it was to trade this. And the reason why we took this trade here, this is the trade that I was showing you, this move here, was because of this impulse. It makes that slowing down move again. Slowing down move. You can see that this is exactly the same. So we were not going to miss it when it did this. So this thing corrects and makes an impulse every time. Impulse slows down, pushes. Impulse slows down, pushes. This is how we got this one. So now I think we are ready to reverse now. We've got a big impulsive move, so we need to get this corrective move for a move all the way down to this level. Actually, maybe even all the way down. So we need to see. One of our members posted a Swiss franc index, which is looking like the Swiss is going to be strong in the next coming sessions. So this can confirm this move as well. Right, so the rest of the moves, pound JPY. So pound JPY, Let me do this one on the daily. So pound JPY, one of those ones that you need to be smart as well. So that's the big impulsive move down. Now you're getting all this that looks like a correction. So let's look at this correction, how we've been looking at it as like this. This is a impulse and a correction. Impulse and the correction there. And then we're looking at this to do this and that. Okay, why are we looking for it to do that? Then that will be 1, this will be 2, this will be 3, this will be 4, this will be 5. So we're anticipating a move down here. Why are we looking at it like that? This will be an ending diagonal. Or leading diagonal in wave A, actually. Look at this, be leading diagonal in wave A. So we're anticipating a move down here to this level. This complies to all the rules of a diagonal. So you've got an impulse, you've got 1, 2, 3. You've got 1, 2, 3. You've got this one as a 1, 2, 3. That is your wave 3. And then you're gonna get this one as a wave 4. And then you're gonna get a wave 5 that does something like this. But right now we want this move down. The last one to down to 4. So let's look on the lower time frame, see if we're getting a move down. I'm gonna look in the 1 hour. Okay, we're looking on the 1 hour now. So on the 1 hour, we had a move down, we had a correction. So you need to look out for another one for that move down. So we're looking for this to go down now. Unless this is a 3-wave pullback where it can just keep going. But if you get it, we'll be looking for a correction here for a move down. Okay, so that's pound JPY, pound CAD. So pound CAD, there's a reason why I am bullish. I was bullish on pound CAD. Let's go daily. Pound CAD, similar to EuroCAD. I wanted it to come and take this level. And that will give that impulse 1, 2, 3-wave correction, flat correction, as you can see there. Clear flat correction there. So this is why I was bullish the pound CAD. So if we go to the lower time frame in the 4 hour and look what's happening here, it looks like right now we had a 3-wave pullback. I don't know if that's gonna go all the way. See here, we've got an impulsive move down. We had 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So this can just keep going here. If it's going to go down, it's gonna give us a deeper correction like that. And then we're gonna go down. But right now, may just be a 3-wave pullback and before we go. Okay, so let's carry on. Pound CAD, pound New Zealand. Okay, same 1, 2, 3-wave pullback. It may just be a 3-wave pullback for further move to the upside. Maybe wants to come take that level, but let's see what happens with this corrective structure here. It's not going down aggressively, so this may just be the 1, 2, 3 wave before we carry on with the move. But we already took profit here. All right, so pound Audi. Pound Audi, this one looks more impulsive now. So we had an impulsive move, we got a 1, 2, 3. Okay, so now you're getting a move down. So you should get a corrective move here, at least to this level before we see whether it's gonna give us another another move like this for another one like that. Okay, but right now, that's too far ahead. Right now, you just look out for a correction and then look out for the move to this level. That's pound Audi. I think that concludes all the pound pairs. Pound CHF, pound US dollar, pound JPY, CAD, New Zealand, Audi, all done. So now we're gonna do the euros. We're gonna start with the euro with the euro pound. Okay. All right. So now EURGBP also starting to be very interesting. If you look at this pattern, I think by now you are familiar with this pattern. We've got an impulsive move down. Same pattern that I was showing you on CADJPY. You've got an impulsive move down, and now you're getting this structure that is corrective. Look at the divergence. So this may still come down to this level before it pushes up to at least this level. Okay, so we are now inclined. We were looking at this as an impulse, and then we're going to get a correction here before we get a move down. But now it doesn't look like that. It looks like we're going to get an impulsive move, at least minimum to this level. Because if it gets to this level, then it's an impulse. It's 1, 2, 3 waves, then another impulse giving us a normal expanding flat. But now we need to watch here for a reversal here. If we get a corrective structure on the lower time frame, I'm going to go to the 1 hour now. This will be an interesting one as well. This would be a good one. All right, so we already have a reversal here. But this reversal doesn't mean anything as yet. We've got an impulse, we've got a 1, 2, 3 wave correction. So if you were watching this on the 1 hour, someone should have already taken this. But this can do this first and do this first before it starts going. So don't worry about missing this. We will get a correction if it's going up. So if you get this correction, you are taking this trade to the upside. It will be a good one. Okay. The rest of the euros, Euro New Zealand, as I said, we're still bullish on this one. We bought it here. If you saw some of those analysis that I was showing you there, this 1 hour, it reversed with a 1, 2, 3, corrected with a 1, 2, 3. That's what I'm expecting on Euro Pound. It already gave you this. Actually, it did this. We still wanted to do that. So if it's going up, you're gonna get this. This is why we bought this. So you can see here, it impulsed, corrected, impulse, corrected. So we may still get a move up, at least to this level. Okay, so it is correcting now. We are already on the trade, and if you're in a trade, and we took it right at the bottom like this, and it's correcting like this, that's even better because you know you are running risk-free. You're not worried, and this will just keep going higher. Right, so it's a good trade to be in. Right, so if we get a push higher, here, if we get a push higher, we're going to move all our stops here, and we protect all of these pips, at least 100 pips. We're going to protect from here and see if it goes all the way up. So right now, if it breaks out of this, taking the trades, you can take a new trade here. That's Euro New Zealand, EURAUD. Okay, so EURAUD 4 hour. So EURAUD has an impulse here. So we wanted it to give us a 3-wave move correction so that it can go. So it has actually given us this here. Impulse, correction, impulse. So you've got 1, 2, 3 waves. So if you've got 3 waves like this, you need to get another 3 waves correction like that. And then you're gonna start the upside. Okay, obviously you need to get a move similar to this one here if you're gonna go up. We already broke out of this. So we'll be looking for this move. That would at least do something like this, 1, 2, 3, to that level. That's EURAUD. EURCAD, we are in the trade. We are in this one. EURCAD, we actually bought here. We bought it here. So right now, let's look at what is happening here. Okay, but before I show you what's happening, let's show you why we bought. EURCAD, I'm anticipating a big move to the upside. I showed you this last week. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, I'm anticipating this to come and take that level, maybe give us a flat correction. So this move is going to come down impulsive. Okay, so that's why I'm still bullish EURCAD. So whenever it makes corrections, I'm buying. Okay, so let's me go to the lower time frame, see what the correction, how the corrections look. So now it looks like there's a strong divergence to the downside. But remember, divergence doesn't tell you that it's reversing. It tells you that it will reverse anytime. So look at this one here. It makes an impulse and it corrects. It makes another impulse and it corrects. Now it has made another impulse and it has corrected. So even though we're not going to get a big move to the upside, we may still get one more. And this will keep wedging in like this. And you know how much they keep pushing it when you get a wedge like this. They keep pushing it and you're thinking reversal, you keep selling and you lose trades. So this is what I'm anticipating here. Another move higher. Okay. Then maybe after that, we're going to get a deeper correction. But because you're here, you can decide when you get here, you're taking profits, all of them, or you're taking half and then you let the half, you leave the half because you are still getting more to the upside, because that will just give you an ABC. This will be like a leading diagonal, and then you get to that level that we're looking for. So right now, possibility of a move higher. I do not see it breaking down here at this stage, so we may get another push higher. So bullish euros. That's EURCAD, EURCHF. EURCHF has already started a move down. We've been looking for this one. It has been dying to be sold. For a long time, it has just been doing this. It kept going up like that, as you can see. And you can see there, while it was going up, this was just coming down like that. Okay, so here you look for this initially to that level. Then if you get to that level, you may get a deeper one. Okay. Right, so that's EUROSDCHF. I think that's all in euros. Now we do some of the CAD pairs. CADCHF. So CADCHF is one of my favorite pairs, one of those complicated pairs. People don't want to trade them. All right, so if you look at, there's also a special video on this one where I was doing it, where I showed how to trade a WXY. So I showed how to trade this WXY here, WXY. I think that was a couple of weeks back before we had this move. So we were here, we got this move down. Right, so now what has it done? It has given us this move. So what does that mean? We're now trading a WXY again. Fractals. This 1, 2, 3 is represented by a W like that. This 1, 2, 3 is represented by X. So essentially what you have here is you've got a correction there, and now you're going to get another one. You can see here, if you remember what I said on that video, this comes to the 61% extension of the move from here to there and then back. So you can see here, okay, actually here it has pushed lower than the 61. It has pushed lower than the 61, but essentially you need to get a correction here for a move that will be similar to this. Oh, and I want to switch off that. For a move that will be like this, let's do that with a red. 1, moving the wrong chart. For this move, 1, 2, 3. So you need something like that. Okay, so that's what we're going to be looking at. So you need to get a deeper correction for a further move down. That will do that. Move here to complete this one. Then you're going to get a big move up to the upside. So you see how this builds fractally from the lower time frame going all the way up. So AUDCHF already did. Okay. I think that's all. Silver, we do silver and oil. So silver, if you look at the daily, it's obviously similar to gold. So this is what we're looking at on silver. So silver, I don't do this one much on the webinars, but let me do it today. Right, so you've got an impulsive move here that is starting a correction from this side. You've got an impulsive move from the Shanghai. And then after that, you're getting this one, you're getting this two, you're getting this three. Right now, you're getting this one, you're getting one, you're getting it two. You need to get these three to come to this level at least, around the 19.5 area. So there's two options, two ways that this can play out. We've got this move currently playing out here. Undo, redo. So two ways. This is making this move. This is making this move. So this may come here first, come down, then go to 20. So we need to watch it when it gets to this level, around 18.5, 19 area, if we're going to get a reversal. Right, so you only need to look for upside for now, because we are in this corrective structure here. So this may make a W, an X, or a Y. Or rather, if it comes to this level, then you get, similar to gold, this structure. Then we go like that. So that will be impulsive move A, a big W, a big complex structure B, and then a move higher. So you just need to watch which structure unfolds here. But either way, the market shows you which structure is going to form. Okay, I'm going to go lower to the 4-hour time frame. So similar to all the pairs with the US dollar on them, you've got an impulse. You're getting this one now. If you've seen the euros, you're getting this one. So if you get you need to buy from the breakout of this flag. You need to protect your profits when you get to this level, because you may get this one move down, and then before you get that move down. So you've seen that on all the US dollar pairs. This is the structure that we have. All right, so let's do oil. Oil is quite simple. I kept saying the same thing. I kept saying 68 is your overall target, and this is why it's simple. When you do oil on these webinars, I just keep saying the same thing over and over again. Keep buying it up until the 68 area. Why? Because you've got an impulsive move down, and then after that impulse, you're getting a 1, a 2, a 3. You've got a running flat in the middle, like that. See? So we just wanted this one to be equals to this to be equal, giving you an ABC, simple. So this is equals to this one at 68. So that's why I kept saying on oil, on this swing here, whenever you get a correction, whenever you get corrections like this. So I've been saying it from here, from here, from here. So you keep getting these ones here for a push higher. Only when you get to that level, you're gonna start looking for a deeper correction like that. But otherwise, for now, you look out for that, for upside up until the 68 area. Okay, so let's do the cryptos for now. Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, this is the move that we have. We've got 1, we've got 2, we're getting a 3. Okay, so you can see this one has retraced about 61%, 70%. So we may get this one coming down a little bit more. So the question is whether you're going to get another 1, 2, 3, another down before we get a parabolic move. That's still going to take long to play out. So why am I looking for the two options? So this two options, 1, 2, 3, and then that parabolic move. See that we've got a parabolic move there, and then we're anticipating that Bitcoin will do another parabolic move there. But this may not happen immediately, and this is what they do. These corrections, they make them play out for long. And now my chart is now frozen again. I can't move it again. Okay, I need to load it quickly. I don't know why it keeps doing this, so I'm loading it again. Let's say on a second, it won't take long. Let's go to Bitcoin again. Bitcoin. So there are two ways to trade, to look at this one. You had the parabolic move, and then you're getting the correction. The question is whether after this one, this may come down even to around the 8,000, 7,000 area. Okay, so the question is whether you're going to get this parabolic move again, because that's what the structure says, does. Impulse, correction, impulse. So the question is, when are you going to get the impulse? Are you going to get it with only a zigzag correction? But for a big move like this, it will typically take longer and do this. So long-term traders, you need to wait to see if you don't get something like this. That will be a flat correction before you get this parabolic move again. So you see this will be a big A, big B, and then you get that parabolic move. So LITECOIN is exactly the same. But before I go to LITECOIN, let me look at the Bitcoin lower time frame, see what's happening. So it looks like you're getting correction here. So whenever you get corrective structures like this, this is downside. So I'm not selling the cryptocurrencies. I'm waiting for long term upside. So LITECOIN, similar structure, same question, whether we're gonna get this one first up and down before we get the parabolic move. See here, we got the parabolic move. Whether we get a flat correction here before we go. Whichever correction we get here. So those are the two questions, whether we're gonna get a flat first or whether we're gonna get a parabolic move. I'm more inclined to this one. Because psychologically, people are gonna be frustrated with this correction, and then all the noise that's happening now about the cryptocurrencies is gonna die down, and when it does, that's when it's gonna rocket again. Okay, so LITECOIN, ETHEREUM. So ETHEREUM, a little bit different because you've got an impulse move down here. You've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 here. So most likely it's gonna come down again here. Question is whether this is gonna come tag here before it comes down, but it will reverse at any point here. All right, Ripple. Right, so Ripple has a 1, 2, similar to the rest of the cryptos. You've got a parabolic move. You've got a parabolic move here, one with a correction in between. But with difference with Ripple here is that now you're getting an impulsive move up, and now you're getting this correction. So if you're interested in buying any cryptocurrencies at this stage, this will be the one to buy, but you need to watch it only up to this level, because this can just be a 3-wave pullback before it makes another 3 waves down. And that will simply be 1, 2, 3. So if you're buying Ripple, just mind that it may reverse at this area. It may not do the parabolic move as yet. And then the parabolic move may come only down here. Okay? So that we need to look out for. I think that concludes all the charts I wanted to. I don't have FeatherCoin on my screen, but I'll do that one next week. Let me just look at this one. I've never traded. I've never looked at FeatherCoin. I don't even know what its code is. Let me see if I can. What is the code for FeatherCoin? FeatherCoin. Oh, there we go. So let's look at it. Someone has requested but you want FeatherCoin versus Bitcoin. Okay, let's look at this one. Right, so let's look at FeatherCoin on the daily. Okay, so what are we looking at here? Right, so you can see that here, you've got an impulsive move. Let's look at this one. This actually looks interesting. It's very erratic. I've never looked at this coin before. Let's look at this one. So this is the move down. You can see here. That's your move down. Your correction is this one here. It's doing this. So now you're getting a move down again here. So if you get a move here down, this may come to this level. If it comes to that level and this correction is still continuing, you may get something like this, similar to that. Similar to that. So for further coin, look out for this corrective structure here. If you're a seller, then you may get a move down here before you get a this correction can be complex. I don't know if you're happy with that. I'll do a more detailed one next week, but that's what I'm looking at. You've got a big move down. What you're getting now is a correction. You're getting a corrective structure here. Okay, that's a 1, 2, 3. So looks like you want to come down here again. So you need to look out for downside. So let me look at this one some more. But if you look here now, we are getting that interesting structure that we like trading. You've got an impulsive move down. So if you like trading this, there may be a short buy opportunity here. You see here, we've got that structure that we kept talking about, an impulse down. This move is slowing down. So you may get this move up to this level at least. So keep this one. I'm sure if I put up my indicator, I think I took it out. It will be, if you put up your MACD, you will see that at this level, there's strong divergence on the MACD or the RSI, whichever one you use, right? So I want to end the video here at 1 hour 28 minutes. I don't want it to go more than 1.5 hours. So thank you very much for joining. Look out for my contact details at the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording. It will be available on YouTube in a couple of minutes. Thank you very much for attending. Cheers. Bye-bye.